What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Poker Vlog. For once, we're actually running early to go to a session. We're pretty amped up to play. It's been a long time. We took a good long break after things were not going our way so aggressively in July, except for the first day of July. Anyway, figured I'd hop in here and give you guys an intro in the studio so that way you could have decent audio and decent lighting, so that way you could actually see what's going on. Time to get some poker going again. I know this doesn't seem like a big break to you guys because I'm bringing the videos out every week, but for me it was actually a little bit over a month, so we took quite the break, concentrated on some other projects and stuff like that, but time to dive back into the poker streets now and keep this going. We're gonna go ahead, get after it. Got my jacket, got my water, let's head out. One last thing before we hit the road, I really want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. We are over 2,000 subscribers now, which seems so crazy because the trip to 1,000 subscribers took so long, but to go from 1,000 to 2,000 felt like it took a minute. So yeah, thanks everybody for subscribing and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, now on the road. So the first hand that we're gonna go over, I look down at Queen Jack of Diamonds from the button. Starting this hand with about $300 and we're playing 7-handed at this point. It's very early in the session, obviously, since this is the first hand that I'm gonna play. Action folds to me, I go ahead and open to 15 and both the blinds make the call. So a pretty standard start to the hand. A little bit surprised that both blinds call, but not that surprised because people like to play some hands. Flop comes down, ace queen 4 with 2 hearts, so we flop second pair here. We're in a pretty good spot. I think we can definitely go for value given the board and the pre-flop action that both players just called. We don't really have to worry about too many aces being in the range, although definitely some. I think they're going to call with all their middle-of-the-road aces, ace 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably. So I guess we do have to worry about some aces, but I'm going to go ahead and lead out here after the action checks to me for sure. I bet 25 and only the big blind makes the call. So feeling pretty okay with how things are going so far in the hand. Turn comes down the 9 of spades. So a very good card, all things considered, pretty much a total blank. Doesn't really change anything at all. Checks to me. I go ahead and bet out 45 this time, looking to charge anything that I can, hopefully a smaller queen or a flush draw as much as possible. And the big blind makes the call. So we're getting a little bit concerned here. Definitely think he's got something, some kind of equity. River comes down the 3 of hearts. So it completes the flush draw, completes 5-2 for a straight. I don't really think that's a major concern at all, but not our favorite card, obviously. We were hoping for a black card, preferably. Good news, the big blind checks, so we can go ahead and just check back. We show our hand and we take it down. We didn't get to see what he had, he just mucked, so no reason to make him show a losing hand. Not really sure what he could have had, maybe a smaller queen, although that's usually a time where the person will show you like the one card and then throw their hand away. So, oh well, we'll take that one down. Pretty happy about it. So a little while after that, we look down at the dreaded ace king, but this is about as good as ace king can get, guys. We've got ace king of spades from the hijack, starting the hand off with about $400, and we're playing 8-handed at this point. This is a button straddle hand, so we're playing 1-2-5. Middle position, a very aggressive reg, opens to $20. A super tight player, like a very tight player, makes the call in middle position 1, so that's kind of odd. I go ahead and load up a 3-bet here, of course, for sure. I lead out for $75, and both players end up making the call. Now, I don't think the middle position player is ever going to fold after he opens. Anytime he opens, unless I shove, he's not going to fold, pretty much. That's just how this guy is going to play. And the nitty player making the call is very concerning. So I think he's going to have something pretty freaking strong. I think the only hands that he would 3-bet pre-flop would be aces and kings. So he could have queens through ace king for sure. So flop comes down a pretty disgusting one for us. Flop is 8-7-6 all diamonds. So could be not impossible for it to be a cleaner whiff for us. So not loving life. Middle position player leads out for $125. So we don't like that either. And Our fate in this hand is instantly sealed when the next player makes the call. Now, I did not write down what hands that ended up showing down. I would guess it probably didn't go to showdown somehow, but I fold. Obviously, with such a pure whiff, I don't think there's any reasonable way that I can stay in there. There's no way when he calls that the middle position 1 player here has worse than queens. So yeah, we're just out of there. Oh well, sucks to lose with ace king, but at least we didn't lose a mountain. A little while later, I look down at pocket jacks under the gun, starting the hand off with about $300, and we're playing 8-handed at this point. It's a button straddle hand, so I go ahead and open up to $20. The cutoff and the button both call. The flop comes down a pretty weird one. The flop is 8-8-4 with 2 diamonds. I don't have the jack of diamonds, so I think I need to go ahead and bet out on this flop. They can have some 8s in the range, but not a whole ton. I bet 35, and only the button makes the call. So pretty interesting. I'm not really sure what they can have. I guess I'm putting them on overcards here, but once again, not really sure. The turn comes down the ace of clubs. So a good card for our range, but a bad card for our actual holding, although I don't think they should have very many aces. I go ahead and check, and the button checks back. So I think I should just go ahead and keep betting here and represent the ace. I'm not really sure why I checked. Yeah, really not sure. River comes down the 4 of clubs. So now we've got a double paired board on our hands. Really weird spot. I check, and the button bets out $75. Now, this is not a player that I expect to be making a crap ton of moves, but it's definitely somebody that I know is capable of making a move. I think about it for a while, and I really just think my hand is too good to fold here, and I've under-repped it pretty aggressively. There's really no reason for him to think that I have an ace, because if I had ace king or something like that, I would have just gone ahead and bet it. But I don't really know what I'm putting him on here. Like, is he gonna do this with pocket 7s or something like that? Anyway, I tank it out for a while, decide I don't have any choice and I have to make the call. I make the call, and the button shows down 5-4 of hearts. So he went ahead and bet out with the small end of the full house on this double paired board, and I paid him off, so I guess good bet. I don't really hate how I played this hand, except for I guess maybe I should go ahead and bet the turn. I guess betting the turn probably just wins me the hand. I'm not sure though. So yeah, oh well, on to the next one. In the next hand, I look down at pocket 8s from the cutoff, and I'm starting this hand with about $200, and we've got a full table. We're playing 9-handed now. The under the gun player opens up to 10. 4 players call, and I decide to go ahead and make the call also and do a little set mining here for a very reasonable price. Flop is a great one for us. We do manage to flop a set here on ace 8-4. There are 2 clubs out there. Under the gun goes ahead and continuation bets for 30. Middle position and middle position player 1 go ahead and call. I'm trying to figure out a way to get all the money in the middle here. Obviously, I could just go ahead and rip it in, but I'm hoping to keep a flush draw around, I guess, as opposed to denying equity. There's also some chance that the other players that call, I could be up against more than one flush draw, basically. So I go ahead and raise it up to 100 here. I think maybe I should go like 130, but with such a weird stack size, it's kind of awkward. Under the gun makes the call, and middle position 1 and middle position 1 both fold. So pretty weird that they would both fold here, but who knows? I have no idea what they could have had. Turn comes down, a great turn card for us. Turn is the 4 of diamonds. Under the gun checks. I've only got around $100 left. I go ahead and shove that in. Unfortunately, my opponent folds and shows us ace 10 of clubs. So a great flop for him. Pretty bad turn. I think he can pretty comfortably put me on a very strong holding here. With the board pairing, I guess he just decided he didn't want to try to draw to his flush. So we'll go ahead and take this one down. Would have been nice to win an extra $100. And I feel like if I'd have played the hand differently, maybe I could have. But oh well. Quite a while later on, I look down at ace 8 of clubs, starting this hand with about 250. I've chipped down a bit, I've lost some pretty standard hands, and been very, very card dead for quite some time. This is a button straddle pot, and action gets to the under the gun player, who opens it up for $12. Now, this guy at this point is steaming, playing quite a few hands, maybe not a crazy, maybe not more than his normal amount of hands, but is definitely out here to gamble it up. He's stuck a good bit. So when he opens up to 12, 2 players call, and I decide to go ahead and call also and see if I can connect with my ace 8 suited. Well, great news for me. Flop comes down, ace 8-9, so I'm flopping 2 pair here. Top pair and bottom pair, sure, but a very, very reasonable 2 pair, hoping that the under the gun player actually has something good in this hand. Well, good news for me again. After I check, he leads out for $20. Middle position player calls. Time for me to go ahead and load up a raise. Once it gets to me, I make it 65, and the steaming player obliges us by shoving all in. So I'm like, yes, he's got to have ace jack or something like that. Middle position player, no surprise, folds. I make the snap call. Our opponent shows down 4 deuce of diamonds. So we are up against a flush draw. We just got to dodge some outs here. Turn comes down, clean for us. Jack of clubs, feeling great. Got all the equity heading into the river, which comes down the 3 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds, guys. So we get stacked. Decide not to rebuy. Very, very disappointed. The session really didn't go our way. Seemed like it could have. Would have been really nice to connect on that ace-king hand earlier. Would have been really nice for our 2 pair, our aces up, to hold up here. But they don't. I'm very tilted. Things have not been going my way lately. I decide I'm going to head out. I'm going to take a little break. And yeah, that's all she wrote for this session. Very unfortunate. Well, guys, we're back home in the daylight again. Was way too tilted to do a outro while I was walking out or walking to the car or in the car or whatever. Very annoyed. Not the run out you're hoping for when you flop top, or not top 2, but like 2 excellent pair like I did with ace 8. We're gonna stay in the lab, keep studying. Hopefully we can play a little bit better and run a lot better. That would be key. The video's been doing great, so really appreciate all the support. Like I said in the intro, the poker room closest to me, which is at Downstream, will be opening back up October 1st. So we'll definitely be looking to get into that. This video is August 30th, so still got a month to go before it'll be back open, but we're really excited to get in the action there. Mix things up a little bit, especially when you're running bad. It's nice to like go play at a different place or something, you know, playing a different game. So anyway, gonna get back after it soon. We'll bring you guys another video at the end of this week on Thursday. So not the end of the week, but another video coming out on Thursday. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Definitely helps the channel a ton. And check below and see if you're subscribed. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. We will see you on Thursday. So have a good one. See you in a couple days.